Hey Stampers, it's Brandy here, and I have the perfect holiday card for you. I'm so excited about this 10 cards in 20 minutes. So many of you have been emailing me saying, Brandy, we are ready for a 10 cards in 20 minutes. We have Christmas and holiday cards to make. So I'm super excited. We're going to use the Traditions of Christmas Designer Series paper. It is in our Stampin' Up! Holiday catalog. It is amazing, and many of you, it actually sold out, but it's back in stock. Absolutely gorgeous. You're going to be amazed at how fast these cards come together and how beautiful they are when maybe you just add an embossing folder. Or I've got gems here, I've got our sequins, and I've also got some cords. So anyway, I am super excited. And so if you're joining me for the first time, this is my 10 cards in 20 minutes. It's not about how fast I can create these cards. It's about the process. And it's about how to think through it, how to set out all of your cardstock and work your way through in different sections so you can be more efficient with your card making as well. So I'm excited. I've got some samples here, and I'm super excited to send those out to many of you. Not to mention, I also have my BrandysCards gift certificates. They are ready and they are available now. So stay tuned. I'm going to share a few details with you about that here in just a minute. So again, we're going to go ahead and get started, but this is not about how fast I can do this. This is really about the process. I love to make cards for my family, friends, my customers, my team members, and so I do it all the time. And so I thought it would be fun to show you that process. So here is my stack of my 10 cards, and really all it is basic white cardstock and some Traditions of Christmas Designer Series paper. So here, I'm going to bring it under the camera, and I'm going to show you. The first thing you're going to want to do is just cut all of your cardstock. Get all of your pieces cut. Get yourself ready to go. I would score my cardstock and get it ready. It's kind of like baking a cake. Get all of those ingredients ready. You don't want to start cooking that cake when you don't have all of your flour and sugar and all of the ingredients, right? So that's what I have here. So we're going to go ahead, and I've already embossed these pieces. So I have 10 embossed pieces, and I believe this is called the Traditional Wreath embossing folder from Stampin' Up. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it makes this super fun pattern, okay? So we're going to use that as well. So I'm just going to set these pieces aside for just a second, and we are going to go ahead and get started. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is I've already got my cardstock here. So I just fold it in half, and I just start to, you can burnish these edges if you'd like, but more often than not, I just fold it in half. I kind of tuck it under my tummy right here, really, when I'm doing it. I don't know why. I just sort of do, and it allows me to kind of move through it just a little bit faster. So I'm just kind of folding these in half and then kind of setting them here aside. Okay, so now that we're done with that, that's 10 card bases, and a lot of times I'll just kind of give them a little squeeze. But of course, if you have a bone folder, you can certainly burnish those edges as well. Now we're going to bring in our embossed layer. So what do you need for that? Well, you need some Stampin' Seal or potentially some liquid adhesive. And like I mentioned earlier, I went ahead and embossed these pieces ahead of time. Yeah, you just, sometimes you've got to put your dry ingredients, together ahead of time before you start cooking, various cakes and pies and things like that. So think of it that way. So I went ahead, I've already embossed this piece, so I'm just layering it right on top of my card base. Yeah, easy peasy. Now, if you don't have this embossing folder, well gosh, you could use any holiday folder that you would like, or I'm going to show you my original cards. I didn't even use a folder at all. Yeah, so it's up to you. You could certainly use one, if you would like it, right? It's just the embossing folders, they just really add something special. I think it really kind of takes it up just a notch. So, so maybe take some time and get those embossed. All right, so I've got a couple more to adhere, and then we will move on to the next part of our card. And, while I am, adhering these to my card bases, I'm so excited. The cards that we're creating today are for my BrandysCards gift certificate. Yeah, I'm super, super duper excited. I have to show you my packaging. So for those of you, many of you have said, Brandy, we are ready. My loved ones are ready to buy me a special gift for Christmas. And so I'm excited. I have pulled together a beautiful package that your loved one can buy for you or a good friend for the perfect stamper. So you've got 3 options. So the first option is going to be purchasing a gift certificate only. And so there's various options for the gift certificate. So your loved one can go to store.brandyscards, or they can send me an email. They can contact me at brandyscards.com/contact. Either way, but they can purchase their gift certificate. Now, option two is my most favorite. So option 2 would be a gift certificate plus a BrandysCards, my new tutorial book that you guys have been asking for. So I've recently done a couple of these videos, and I've been so excited about all of the excitement that you've had about this tutorial book. So I thought, well, gosh, I could package this beautifully. So your loved one could buy you a gift certificate, plus they could, for option 2, add in a tutorial book, and we will wrap it beautifully for you. Send it with your card that we're creating today, as well as your gift certificate. So check this out under the camera. I just have to show you really quick. Of course, the gift certificate's going to be inside the package, but it'll be, actually inside the card, right? But it'll be beautifully wrapped. And then, of course, they can add the tutorial book. Now, if your loved one didn't want to purchase both options, the gift certificate and the tutorial book, they could certainly get the tutorial book alone. Now, one thing that I'm super excited about is the tutorial book is full, like, big colored pictures. So you will absolutely love them. It's a 48-page book. There's lots of tutorials in there. I'm very, very proud of those. Many of you know I like to think outside of the box, right? And just kind of get creative. So yeah, so there's some really fun cards in there. So here, let me show you just one of them. I know I'm just kind of getting started sticking this down. But before I do that, check this out. So if you haven't seen this video yet, this was the card for the cover of the tutorial book. Yeah, that's grip liner. So I'd used some other fun things as well in that tutorial book. Now check this one out. Y'all haven't seen this one yet. If you like shimmer and sparkle, well, this tutorial is also in my BrandysCards tutorial book. And the turtle, many of you have loved this turtley cute card. Yeah, so you can kind of see how I did that fun background. So this one is in there as well. And of course, there's a couple other tutorials using that bag as well, those treat bags. And then we have the flip flaps. Yeah, so there's a couple different versions of the flip flap card in there. And you can see how that works. So super cool, and I am so excited to wrap several beautiful gifts and get those in the mail. Okay, so let me get back to here. I've been so excited to share my gift certificates with you. Many of you have emailed me saying, oh my gosh, my loved ones are ready to purchase my holiday gift. So I just wanted to make sure that I shared all those details with you. Okay, so what I have here, this is the Traditions of Christmas Designer Series paper. And all we're going to do is add some liquid adhesive right behind the Designer Series paper. And we're going to center it on our white cardstock. Yeah, that's all we're going to do. So I'm just going to kind of move through here. Of course, if you have some, if you have liquid adhesive, that's perfect. If you would prefer, you can use a Stampin' seal or anything like that. So that works just as well for adhering these down. So I'm just kind of moving through these, and just adding them one at a time. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back through and we're going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals. Yeah, so we're going to pop these up right on top of the front of our card. Yeah, so just really a lot of fun, super easy. And I have to tell you, this designer series paper is honestly the hero of the party. It is just so beautiful that it really stands alone and is dynamic on its own. Wouldn't you guys agree with that? It's just absolutely stunning. So, you know, it's definitely probably my most favorite out of our Stampin' Up! Holiday catalog. All right, so I'm going to add just a couple of more, and then we'll add, oh yeah, that's gorgeous, right? Wow, gosh, that red just is absolutely dynamic. It's fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to add one more, and then before I move on to my Stampin' Dimensionals, I'm going to stamp my sentiment. Now the sentiment's going to come from the stamp set Peace on Earth. I really like this stamp set. I went between Merry Christmas from one of the other stamp sets and the Peace, Love, and Joy from Peace on Earth. And I actually really liked this one a lot. I felt like there was lots of different things that you could do with that, and that was just such a beautiful message. So I have some strips of paper that I've already cut. I've already mounted my stamp set. I have Secret C for my stamp pad, and what I'm going to do is I probably will just go ahead and I'm going to set these pieces aside so I have a little bit more room to work with. I'm going to just grab a couple of my just a couple of my strips here. And I'm going to cut up the end. So give me a second here to kind of get my bearings. So I'm going to cut up the end, or in the center, and then cut from corner to corner. That's going to give me a nice banner. Okay, so that's just easy to do with your paper snips. So just cut up the center. Okay, you just want to make sure you hold it together. I find that 2 is probably the magic number. When you get to 3, it can kind of move on you, especially if you're using a thicker cardstock. Okay, so here this is actually a thick cardstock. So it, it's a little bit, it will move on me just a wee bit. Okay, so we've got a couple of more here, and then we're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment. So, and of course, if you wanted to do a different sentiment, you could certainly stamp a different sentiment. You could punch it out. This suite has the traditions, the Traditions of Christmas labels, which are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So you could stamp one of those sentiments and you could just, die cut it out on one of those great labels and just add it to the front of your card. Yeah, super easy. So here we go. We have 10 of these. So I'm going to ink these up. Whoa, that was super inked up. Hopefully I don't make a mess here. So I am going to stamp 10 of these. And now that I've cut my banner, it's given me kind of a place to kind of shoot for, right? That I know that I want my sentiment to just be over from the edge of that banner. So that was kind of nice to already have that done. Now I have thick paper here, so if I make a mistake like I just did, well, I can just flip the paper over and keep on trucking. Yeah, see that? So it's really, really easy to do. Now sometimes I'll actually line up my paper and, and stamp them one at a time, kind of right down the row. Of course, you always want to re-ink so you get a nice, crisp image. So I've got, let's see, is that 2 there? I'm not sure if that's 2 there or not, but we'll see here. I'll count in just 1 second. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we are doing good. Okay, so I'm going to put my stamp pad away and I'm going to bring back in my Traditions of Christmas DSP. I'm going to flip all of these over because I need to add a Stampin' Dimensional behind them. Yeah, so I'm going to add a Stampin' Dimensional behind them. The one at the top was actually one that I didn't, oh wow, that one I kind of made a mess. So let's stamp that one again too. Hang tight, we're going to stamp that one more time. There we go. Whoop, let's get that out of the way. We don't want to get that on anything. There we go. So we're going to flip this one over. And this is generally how I do it. I will line these up, take my Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'll just put a couple here on my banner. This is a pretty long banner, so I may do 3. Now here is something I'm super duper excited about. Many of you have joined me for my Christmas holiday video. It's my Brandy's Cards giveaway for Christmas. Santa stops by Brandy's Cards and he will leave some gifts for me to give to you. And it's one of my favorite things to do. Amanda and I just enjoy so much you waking up to our Christmas video. So if you're interested in getting to be a part of that video or being someone who gets chosen for some gifts, you're going to want to leave a comment on this video. That's right. So once this video is done, you're going to want to leave a comment. Tell us where you're from. Tell us if you've enjoyed the video. And Santa will pick 10 lucky winners. Yeah. And so what we'll do is we'll announce those that get a gift from Santa and from Brandy's Cards. So we just love, love, love. Gosh, we just love our customer appreciation mail. And you don't have to be a customer of Brandy's Cards. A lot of times we don't even know who it is that's leaving the comment because your name is generally not the same on YouTube. And so we don't know. We use a random comment picker. So that makes it so much more fun. So I've got my computer over here to my left. And before I stick these down, I'm going to show you just really quick. So here is my video. And this was last year's video. And you can see Amanda and I, we have a ball doing this. And here's one of our winners. We did not know this young lady who won, but she was super excited. She won a heat tool, embossing additions toolkit, and some metallic embossing powder. And so Santa dropped those off for her, and we were super excited to give those away. So again, if you would like to be a part of our holiday giveaway, make sure that you like the video today, that you subscribe, right? Because we have our lofty goal. We want to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I know it sounds like a lot, but we can do it, and you can help me get there. I am so very excited. And for those of you that have just recently subscribed, thank you. And those of you who've been subscribers, I'm so grateful. And I hope that you find lots of ideas and inspiration here. So thank you for your encouragement and your support here at Brandy's Cards. All right, so I'm going to just kind of pull these aside. We're going to stick these down to the front of our cardstock. So you're just going to kind of find where you like it. Most importantly is you want to make sure that your piece is on here. Right? So you want to make sure that the word piece isn't cut off. Okay? And then what we're going to do, we're just going to add that. Yep. So, gosh, I have to tell you, I just love doing this so much. And I have so much to share with y'all that, gosh, I am just a chatterbox. But I love it. And I am so excited that y'all are here with me today. And I hope that you enjoy this card. It's so much fun to make, and it's so easy. Easy peasy. So as you can see here, all I'm doing right now is I'm just adding my peace, love, and joy. And so just kind of figuring out which way I like the flowers too. So that's also something that you want to look at. You know, I kind of like it where it comes across this red one a lot. So the paper, you can flip it upside down and turn it around, right? So you can go either way with it. So what am I doing right now? What I like to do is I've got my banner here and I'm just bending it around the back. That's all I'm doing. So I'm just bending it around the back. Yep, I think I like that one that way. Seems like the flowers are kind of going up in that direction. And here is my last one. And I think I like that right there. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of liquid adhesive, and we're going to add these to the front of our card, and then we will be done. Yeah, how fast was that? That was pretty cool, right? Well, again, it's not about how fast you can do it, but it's really more about the process. So remember that when you're creating. And if you're not somebody who likes to make multiples, that's okay. You can absolutely make each one of these unique. You can use different designer series paper. It just really depends on your ingredients. You could cut different sizes. You could cut different, different sizes, different labels, different sentiments, all of those wonderful things. So I'm just kind of getting this like stuck down because it was kind of in my way, right? So I'm just kind of sticking that down. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add it to the front of our card. So we're going to add some liquid adhesive here, and we are going to stick this right to the front of our traditional, oh wow, isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, that's that traditional 3D wreath. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, it's so, so pretty. So that is a 3D folder. It's a 6x6 folder, so it's kind of a big one. So if you're a memory keeper, you would love this also for your scrapbook. You know, what I ended up doing is I just put it in the middle. You know, I just kind of put my cardstock in the middle of the embossing folder, and it worked perfectly. So, you know, it doesn't have to emboss the center because that's not really what my intent for it is. So with the embossing folder, you just kind of have to push it down. Sometimes I'll even set something on top of it, right, to kind of hold it all down. So you could do that too. All right. So, you know, there's just, gosh, you could use all kinds of different designer series papers, right? And, you know, this suite also has these beautiful sequins. They're what, glimmer sequins maybe? They're fantastic. I'm going to use them here in a second because we're going to add some gems to these. Really, really, really pretty. So these are the cards that we're going to use for our gift certificates, for our BrandysCards gift certificates, and of course, for those that purchase our tutorial book. So really, really excited to send these out. Really, really fun. Super cool. Awesome. Okay, well, before you go, I have a BrandysCards promotion coming up. So Stampin' Up! Is getting ready to start a promotion starting on November 25th through December 1st. And so I thought every year I like to do something special for my customers. So I'm calling it the Grateful for You promotion. Yeah. So this promotion, if you place a qualifying order of $75, you're going to receive an extra $4 in Stampin' Rewards from BrandysCards. That's right. That's in addition to the Stampin' Rewards that you're already earning from Stampin' Up. We are so excited. We've been saving for a very long time, and we are so excited to put these extra rewards into your account. So here, let me show you. This is called the Grateful for You. That's right. You see that? I thought that was super fun. We're going to put 4 extra Stampin' Reward dollars into your account. And so you just want to make sure that you're shopping with me, Brandy Cox. And of course, if you're new to BrandysCards, please let me know. Reach out. We'd love to answer any questions you have. Make sure that we get you opted in for Stampin' Rewards. That's super important. So just reach out, and of course, we can help you do that. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to set these out. This one did not get glued down very well. So I'm just going to add a little bit more adhesive behind here and just stick it back down. It didn't get glued down very well. I must not have put enough on that one. Okay. All righty. So what we're going to do is we are going to set all of these out, and you could use your paper snips if you wanted, or you could certainly use some, take your big tool, right? So these are your traditional sparkling sequins. And so what I end up doing is I just kind of set it down. And on this designer series paper, I think you just have to kind of pick where you like it. I really kind of liked it in the flowers. So you can just kind of pick where you like your sequins and just kind of stick those down. Of course, these sequins, they come in various colors. which I think is pretty awesome. So if you wanted to use more of the red ones, you could certainly use more of the red ones. I really kind of like these gold a lot. I just think there's a really nice accent there. You see? So I'm just kind of adding my gems. And by setting them all out and kind of moving through, I feel like it's pretty easy. So I can just kind of, do one at a time and just kind of move through them. All right. Now, remember I mentioned that you could also use some cord, some gold cord if you wanted to. And so on the card with my gift certificate, I actually did that and I tied it here on the banner. It was beautiful. So that's another option. I know some people, some people like gems, some people like, various cords and things like that. So you can do that too. So let's see, I've got a couple more here. There you go. And of course I'm using the small ones, but I love the medium ones too. Those were just kind of easiest to grab right there. And like I mentioned, we can certainly add some red on there. Let's see where we want to put the red. That's pretty. And there's also these fantastic green ones too. So let's see, where do we want to put that? I kind of like it on the green, really. Like that. And we'll just add some kind of around. That's really pretty. And you've also got that gold foil that really stands out, doesn't it? So there you go. It's so much fun. So much fun. So if you haven't done so already, please be sure to like and subscribe. I'm super, super excited. From the last video, we got like 150 subscribers. So I'm just so grateful for y'all. It was absolutely amazing and so exciting. So here you are. Here's your 10 cards in 20 minutes. And it probably took a little bit longer because I was chit-chatting and talking and sharing all the things. But I have those. And I also have made some others. Now here, check this out. These were the ones that I told you that I created and I did not, there's a dimensional. He kind of got away, didn't he? So this one I did not emboss the base and I still think it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? So I think it's gorgeous, but I also think that embossing with that 3D embossing folder really does take that up a notch, doesn't it? So just kind of, just something to, extra if you had time and you wanted to do that. Of course, you can also decorate your envelopes too. So I'm going to show you a couple other cards that I designed using this same designer series paper. It's absolutely gorgeous. So here, let me show you those. I'm going to just kind of move these out of the way. Oh, I'm so excited to send these out to you guys. Yeah, it just makes my heart happy. I love to send my customer happy mail. So for my customers who place orders with BrandysCards, they get my customer appreciation mail. So they get the card of the month, which I have loved. And many of you have told me how much you have loved getting that, that special tutorial that's exclusive to my customers that you will not see anywhere on BrandysCards. So I'm very excited about that. Plus, you'll also get some samples of some current product or some new product that's yet to come. You also get complimentary catalogs if you're a customer of BrandysCards. So speaking of that, I'm going to show you before I show you these cards. I'm working on my spring catalog list. This is the cover. I know I've got my hands on one, but this is the spring catalog. It's amazing. You will love it. And I'm so excited to send it to you all. Now, just so you know, you have to be opted in for contact. So what does that mean? This is very important. If you are a customer of BrandysCards, you need to log into your customer account with Stampin' Up! And you need to make sure, one, you're opted into Stampin' Rewards so that you get those extra rewards and that when you place your order, I can gift you some rewards between November 25th and December 1st, okay? But you also need to make sure that you're opted in for contact. Many people think that opting in for contact means that Stampin' Up's not going to contact you. Well, that's true. But it also means that I can't add you to my catalog mailing. So in order for me to add you to my catalog mailing, you have to make sure that you are opted in for contact and that you have a good address in your default address. I know I've said this before, but it is very important. And if it's not done, I can't send you a catalog. Okay? So if you have any questions, go to brandyscards.com/contact and email me. We can jump in there and make sure that you are opted in and that you are good to go. All right. So here we go. Let me show you a couple more cards before I go. And what else is really important today? Make sure that you like and subscribe to Brandy's Cards, to my YouTube channel. And make sure that you leave a comment so that Santa might pick your comment and you'll receive a gift on Christmas morning. Yes, we're super excited about that. Okay, so here, check this out. So this is a fun card, also using the Traditions of Christmas designer series paper. So check this out. Beautiful. Look at that. And then when you open it up, yeah. So this is the exact same designer series paper. And I ended up pulling in this really beautiful blue design. And then you flip it up. And up here, you could add a picture of your family, or you could put a picture of your family here and a nice note there. There's lots of different things that you could do. I even used that, it's kind of like that velvety paper, if you will. So just really, really fun. And then I finished it off with an envelope. Now you could also, this is also a part of the designer series paper that's in the Traditions of Christmas. So with the cards that we just created today, any one of these envelopes, any one of those would work. I even have one here where I use the nests of Christmas or winter nest or something like that with the birds. And I think that's even beautiful with that, isn't it? Really, really pretty. So that just shows you a few other options. All right, so let me show you another card that I have here. This one is using the flip flaps. So this is that traditional Traditions of Christmas labels that I had talked about. And so that label is cut out of that. I added some gold foil here behind. Do you see? Yeah, that's so pretty. This card is actually in the Brandy's Cards tutorial book. So you'll be able to see that tutorial in there. Now, I didn't add any sentiments in here, but you certainly could, right? So you could certainly add that. You could certainly add some pictures. These are called flip flaps. I do have a video showing how they work. And so you can cut a piece of, I think this is 3 by 3, and it just slides right in there. So you can slide in a photo. You could change the way your designer series paper faces. There's so many things that you can do. So I just love that. I just think that's super, super cool. Okay. All right. So don't forget to share my information with your loved ones so that they will purchase you a Brandy's Cards gift certificate with a beautifully wrapped package and your tutorial book. I know, I'm super excited about this tutorial book. So it is available now on BrandysCards.com. So it's actually store.BrandysCards.com. It's also going to be in the description of this video. So you'll be able to find it there as well. So make sure that you look for that. I also have wish lists. So if you want your husband or your loved one or a family member or friend to do some shopping for you, reach out to me and send me your wish list. And we can help your loved one shop for you. And of course, don't forget, if you make a purchase for Stampin' Up's Black Friday sale. It's the first Black Friday sale they've ever done. Between November 25th and December 1st, you're going to get $4 extra in Stampin' Rewards from Brandy's Cards because we are grateful for you. So thank you for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this 10 cards in 20 minutes. There's lots of cards here. We're excited to send them to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to visit Brandy's Cards and get your tutorial book and gift certificate today. Thank you for joining me, and happy holidays. Bye, everyone.